Artsy Gamer 7, and welcome back to another Creative Sim here on the channel. This Creative Sim should have been out a bit ago, but in the midst of all my pre-recording, I didn't think about pre-recording voiceovers, because I thought that, voiceovers don't take nearly as long and that I would have time. And I didn't really have much time, but also I got sick. You can probably hear a little bit. I still am not fully over it, but it's mostly gone. So I was like, I'm going to do this voiceover now. So yeah, pardon my voice if every once in a while it sounds weird or nasally or crackly. It's just because I'm getting over my illness. But yeah, you can't really plan for sickness, so sadly anything that required me to do a voiceover, which was my intention, was like, voiceovers are easy to do and I can do them really quickly and I have more wiggle room to do them during the events that were planned that I was pre-recording other stuff for. But because I was at one point as sick as I was, I didn't even get to edit a lot of the videos or get them out. So all my pre-recording was sort of for nothing, but not really at the same time. It's still, as I got better, I was able to edit them. So it was nice to just not worry about recording and just edit. So anyway, we are back with some more of the Legend of Zelda Creative Sim. Now this is like the second to last one. There's only going to be one more for now, of the Zelda ones. I have a little spinny wheel thing that I'm gonna do every once in a while. Zelda will stay in there, so there's a chance to still create some of the characters. But the wheel that I have for all the Zelda characters, chose Astrid here. So Astrid is another character. Like, I love the Legend of Zelda series, but I admit that if you take all the Zelda games that have been created versus, and then like did the math for the percentage of how many of them I've actually played, I have not played probably half of them. So some of it was just because some of them came out before I was like born or like really got into gaming, and like my first one was Ocarina of Time. Any of them before that, nope. And I didn't play. I mentioned it in a past video. I think it was the last one actually with Joanne. The portable ones. Sometimes it was harder for me to get into portable games depending on what it was. Like Pokemon, really easy for me to play as a portable game, but like the Legend of Zelda ones, I preferred them to be on console sort of situation. But anyway, I've actually decided that I'm going to attempt to actually try to play all of them, and I think I'm going to do it on the channel. So I will go back to the very first Zelda, since you can get there on the Switch, and just actually replay all of them. We're going to see how that goes. I don't know what I'm going to start that, but that is going to be eventually a thing. But right now, well, let's talk about Astrid. She is from Phantom Hourglass, which I think I owned. I actually went and looked through all of the games, trying to find the ones I owned and didn't own, and didn't have access to it, to be able to figure out how in the world I was going to play all of them from start to finish. And I think I had Phantom Hourglass. There were some of the portable ones I didn't even have, actually. So, but she is from that game, and she is actually like a fortune teller in the game. I'm not going to try to be too spoiler. I mean, the game's been out for a while now, so I mean, it's not too big of a deal. But she is apparently on the Isle of Ember. I don't know how early on you get to that point. And when I was reading, it really didn't say, but it made it seem like it may be at least decently early on in the game, because eventually you do like a little side mission for her to find her assistant and like free her because she's trapped. And once she does that, she actually, like, gives you, like, a reading and sort of tells your fortune and sort of helps you figure out where your next step is. But I also read that she actually eventually tells you could go, well, you can come back to her, and she gives you hints. Apparently, they're not as strong of hints like the first one, where she basically tells you, hey, go here. You need to go here. You need to go here and defeat the power of darkness and free the spirit, blah, 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 blah. This one, I guess it's like more of just subtle hints to at least give you an idea, which is always nice in some ways, especially since I know with Zelda games, sometimes the puzzles and stuff or where to go sometimes can be a little confusing, at least to some. So, especially if you're like a younger person trying to play it, and sadly your brain is still developing at that point, and sometimes you miss things, or sometimes you're just someone who gets really confused easy, like myself. But the worst thing, like, I love the Zelda games partially because of the puzzle and partially because you have to think, but I will forever be annoyed. One of my favorite Zelda is Twilight Princess, which I've mentioned, but one of the first dungeons with technically it was the very first one with the monkeys, I got stuck there, and I looked forever, and finally I had a friend who had the book, and I was like, hey, can I look at these like 1 pages? Like, I really don't want to use this book, but I'm really baffled. It was something really stupid. Like, something like I, to this day, am mad at myself for overlooking and not noticing. But anyway, so sometimes just stuff like that happens. So, having a fortune teller you can go to and be like, hey, my dumb brain not working, can you help? Can you give me, like, any subtle hints? Anything? So, sort of nice. But, anyway, so with Astrid here, I actually was pretty overall happy with how she turned out. Now, is their exact thing? She doesn't have the little blue cyan color on the bottom of her dress, and, there's certain things that are not eye to eye, but I think she is like one of the closer ones that I've gotten to, and I was pretty happy with her end result. Let me know if you think so down in the comments, and if you would have been able to look at a picture of her and guess that she was Astrid. Also, talking about pictures while I'm thinking about it, I think I mentioned it in Joanne's, but I'm going to keep mentioning it at least every once in a while. If you follow me on Twitter, which sometimes I'm really bad about actually constantly, like, posting stuff on Twitter. I'm bad at social media in general. I forget. Somehow I just forget to, like, post things. I'm like, yeah, I should post this, and I don't do it right away, and then, like, next thing I know, it's 2 days later. Oh, I never posted that. Whoops. But I am making sure that I remember on the days that my Creative Sims go out. I'm starting, like, this little thing where, like, I have a picture that's, like, either a close-up or a weird angle of the character from within Sims, and it doesn't show them completely, or it's sometimes, like, with Joanne's, I think you could see her eyes, if I remember correctly, the one I ended up using, but you couldn't see the rest of her face, you couldn't see her outfit, nothing like that. Like, it's super zoomed in, and, like, I did it with the Zelda from Adventure from Link. Hers was, like, the back of her with her hand showing and stuff like that. So, like, it's little things that it would be like, hey, can you guess which character's coming out today? Like, it comes up, I post it before the video goes live. So definitely feel free to follow me over on Twitter and see those. I'm going to be doing that with all of my Creative Sims from now on, just as, like, a little fun thing and, like, a little thing to be like, woo, yay, videos coming out sort of situation. So if you see one of those, the video's definitely coming out that day. But also feel free to try to guess which character it is. I will always at least give what series it is, so like, this is going to be a Legend of Zelda character, blah, blah, blah. So yeah. But that is something that you can go and try to give a hand, see if you can guess correctly before the video goes live. But yeah, with her, she was sort of simplistic in design anyway, which a lot of the portable game characters, they're going to be a little bit more like that, at least the older portable game characters. So it was a little bit easier to recreate her, but I was pretty happy with her, and I even gave her, like, a little set with, like, the little medium table, because that was the closest thing to fortune telling. So I gave her, like, a little fortune teller thing to take the pictures with. So yeah, but hope you like how she turned out. Let me know your thoughts on her, and if you've been enjoying the series. Like I said, there is one more character to come out after her, and then that's it for this season of the Zelda series. I will probably come back to creating some more Legend of Zelda characters later on, but I don't want it to be like a super long running series, and like every once in a while I want to change it up. Try a different series, try a different theme or whatever, and I have a lot of random themes on my wheel and stuff that I spin every once in a while. Some of them are like based off of shows or movies or games, and then some of them are like the elements or some sort of brand thing. I think I even have like soda themed sims on there somewhere if I remember correctly. Some of them are like stuff like that. But anyway, let me know your thoughts on the video on Astrid, everything down below. My brain's running a little slow. But anyway. And I hope you're looking forward to the next Legend of Zelda character, as well as the new CAS series that will be following shortly behind it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Until then, bye bye.